Got kind of a weird one tonight. Yeah. It's yeah, it's definitely an odder one. I still don't even have everything. Like, I don't know, man. I'm a little nervous about this because fucking, like, I don't even know. The entire YouTube channel got banned. This woman was streaming from. Which actually, let's just go ahead and yeah, I'm not super thrilled about trying this one out. So some of you might know that there was like a standoff today in Columbus, Ohio. And she was actually live streaming from inside, and she shot 2 deputies that were involved. That's why I got the graphic warnings up and whatnot. So she live streamed it through her YouTube channel, which is, well, it was, I believe it was like Lotus Justice. This is the name she goes on. Her actual name, let me find it again right here. Monica Greer Justice. But like online, she goes by Rexton Lotus Justice, which it turns out she's a sovereign citizen and she's part of like the CPS lunatic side of advocacy. Like CPS News Network and shit already jumped in. Like, I've obviously found her Facebook page and everything. I was kind of wondering on which order to go about this, but I feel like I'll probably just play the videos. I haven't got to watch through all these, but these are the videos from the live stream. It was reloaded up to BitChute, and I was sent that link. Again, I'm a little nervous just because of the fact that YouTube completely shut down her channel today. So I don't know. Hopefully, like I don't know. I guess we're just gonna see how this goes. Hopefully, there's like an understanding that we're more looking at this whole situation. I'm not really sure why they would shut her whole YouTube account down. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. I don't think that she I don't know. I haven't even watched all the way through this. For the most part, though, like what I skimmed through, it looks like it's her talking during the standoff. I also did, though, it turned out I was actually watching her standoff earlier from another stream. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together, but this is actually outside of the house from one of her neighbors. So I actually have both views right here. I have inside the house and outside the house. I also have some history of her kind of showing what she is. I was kind of debating on going over who she is first or after. I feel like I'll probably do it after. And we'll just see how this goes. Facebook people, if I get put in jail for this, then I'm probably not going to use an alt account. I'll probably just go through my page until this account's out of jail. YouTube, if we get shut down for this, then welcome to any new viewers. I'm sorry that was so short-lived, and we'll try and get a new YouTube account up as soon as possible. And I guess we'll just hope for the best. I'm kind of interested to see all this. Like a little bit of background, though, I can tell you from what's been looked at so far, again, this is a sovereign citizen. If you go in the description, there's actually a link to an article that goes into a pretty long explanation of sovereign beliefs and whatnot. Because I'm not really sure how long these standoff videos are, I'm going to skip over the whole sovereign explanation. I've explained it dozens of times in the past. I know there's new viewers on and whatnot, but honestly, that article that's up there, that's one of the more thorough ones that I've ever done on sovereign citizens. So that'll bring you up to speed on what sovereigns believe and everything like that. But these are the standoff videos. I believe there's only 6 parts. So I guess we'll just see how this goes.
To kill me to do that, then we know where we lay. I will never, ever, ever surrender to that jurisdiction. Okay? Yes. Yep. And I'm defending the whole of the country. So that's not happening. So we're at a stalemate again. I guess, and until you resolve that matter, that's where we lay. I am not surrendering to any fucking review of any court. I understand that. I understand that. Yeah. Well, I understand that. I'm not calling you stupid, sir. This is very hidden. This is obfuscated. It was designed for even the smartest people.
So by this point, she's already shot the 2 deputies, I believe. Which actually maybe we will at least look at that real quick. So what happened was she was arrested on Friday after refusing to leave a Delaware County hospital because she was not wearing a mask. It is believed to be the same person who barricaded herself inside a North London home after shooting 2 Franklin County Sheriff deputies Tuesday morning. Monica Greer Justice, 53, was believed to be inside the home at 2700 block of Beulah Road. The situation started about 8 a.m. On Tuesday, she was arrested about 3 p.m. after a 7-hour standoff. She was apprehended on the roof of her home, authorities said, which if there's 7 hours of live stream, we're not watching 7 hours of live stream. Like, fuck you guys. We'll watch it. We'll watch a good chunk of it, and I know that we've done like those super long marathon lives before, but no. I'm just laying down ground rules now. We are not going to watch 7 hours of standoff video. It's not happening tonight, guys. So I'm sorry. According to Franklin County Municipal Court records, owner of the home on Beulah Road, where Justice lived, had filed paperwork for an eviction in April. A set-out order was issued on July 1st. Deputies went to the home Tuesday morning to serve a probate warrant and to take the woman for a mental health evaluation, authorities said. The deputies, who have not been identified, were both shot in the back of the leg by the person inside the home, believed to be Justice. Both were taken to Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital in stable condition. One deputy had surgery, and the other was treated at the hospital. Let's see, and then I believe Justice was shot in the wrist. A woman who lives on Homecroft Drive, just east of Beulah, said she heard more than 10 shots. The woman on Beulah live streamed from what appears to be the basement throughout the standoff. Another woman in the house came out early afternoon, which that's believed to be her wife, which I'm told is Ray Justice. According to a complaint filed in Delaware Municipal County Court, Justice had been asked to leave an Ohio Health facility on Polaris Parkway on Friday because she was not wearing a mask. The complaint said a hospital guard had asked Justice to leave, and Westerville police officer told Justice she would be arrested if she refused to leave the hospital property. Justice reportedly responded, "Arrest me," and told the officer she would resist, according to court records, which Justice does have a history of doing that. A woman who rallied against tyranny found guilty of assaulting an officer in a courtroom. That happened back in 2014. Basically, she was brought in for a bunch of traffic tickets, and she ended up assaulting an officer in the court. And then I did want to point out one paragraph that I liked, though, from Shemansky. I believe he was the district attorney in this case. Don't quote me on that, though. But she considered herself a sovereign citizen back in 2014. All I know is it's all nonsense that you spout, Szymanski replied. It's not grounded in fact. It's all a figment of your twisted imagination. There's no question that you think that you're either better or different or not subject to the same rules everybody else in this civilized society has to live by. That's why you're here. So yeah, she has a history of sovereign behavior, which I guess actually they talk about in this article too. She was convicted of assaulting a Columbus police officer after he tried to arrest her on a warrant at a hearing at a municipal court. So yeah, she has a history, which is kind of funny that she's also being claimed by the more extreme CPS advocates and whatnot.
To not be able to see it or prove it. And I'm going to tell you, I cannot, by law, surrender to their jurisdiction. That's called the... Maggie, get the fuck down. I am not going to surrender to the jurisdiction of any foreign court. I shall not surrender to a foreign judge. I shall not be reviewed by a foreign doctor. Those are foreign titles of nobility, and if you want to get me there, it'll be on my dead fucking bed. You understand? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I am not surrendering to a foreign court. Never going to happen. They want to drag me there. They want to drag me there against my will, which would be a crime, and it'll be dead. I'll be dead when they do that. I am not surrendering to a foreign court. I don't know how else to make myself clear. So if you can't help that, I don't have to. I've clarified it. It's already been put on the court. You know, the same court that ignored my pleadings all the way. Look, I can. They want to, if they want a demurrer and they want to walk my demurrer to them, it'd be the same fucking demurrer I sent yesterday to Delaware. I am not surrendering to a foreign court of my own free will. I hope I make myself clear on that. And by the way, the word is getting out all around the nation, and the militias are marshaling, just so you know. The militias know what is going on, and they are not happy, and they are marshaling, just so you know. I'm not threatening you. I'm not in control of what they do. I don't control them. They see and hear. So, you know, if you want to go check what all your options are, that's fine. But there is no way in hell I will ever willfully, of my own free will, surrender to any type of review by any foreign court controlled by esquires that have a title of nobility in a foreign patency. They are foreign by the law. I will not surrender to them. They have already defrauded my family. They have tried to murder me on multiple occasions. They tried to, you know, criminally take me into custody Friday. They've warred upon my wife, my mother, and stolen my son. I will not surrender.
Oh, okay, so she does have a CPS case. And CPS cases is one of those three things that can push people towards that sovereign belief system, like property, bankruptcy, criminal charges, and then CPS cases are three of the bigger ones that push people towards that sovereign ideology.
To criminals. And if you don't understand that, I'm sorry. And I understand if you feel that it's everything.
I'm hearing a lot of sovereign talk too, like the foreign courts. That's the whole belief that like really this is like all of our birth certificates are sold off to international powers and all that whole crazy shit. Again, I'm not going to get into a whole lot of the sovereign stuff. There's a link in the description. So I'm just not going to go in a super deep explanation because it takes too long.
Is out of your control or whatever, but the facts of law lay, and the militias are marshaling right now. They have called me. They needed confirmation that I had been shot. They are marshaling all over this country. I am not fucking kidding on war. And if you guys want it to go that way, and your police union want to be on that side, well, you're about to find out how many militia there actually are in this fucking country. That's what I'm going to tell you. And I don't control them. They called me to tell me that, sir. I'm giving you the favor of comity, amity, and peace in articles of war to try to prevent what is about to happen on this very tendency from happening. Because I guarantee you, you harm me, and you will not be welcomed anywhere in this world again with those uniforms on. I promise you. The militias are not going to fuck around if you fucking hurt me again. Okay? And I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help this here. I'm not doing this. I am not responsible for the militias. They are independent of me. I do not control them. I don't even know who the fuck.
Which, by the way, like from what I could tell online, she didn't have much of a social media following at all. In fact, it was kind of hard finding stuff all around, and then it turned out that she actually had me blocked on Facebook, probably from when I was knocking on some people that she's associated with. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Her YouTube was deleted before I could even see it today, like the entire channel. So I'm really not sure where all this militia talk's coming from.
Fuck they are. I don't know. But I have been informed that they are marshaling all over the country. That's what I've been informed of. It's already to that point. The fact that you think that I'm required to have a foreign esquire as judge or a doctor of a title nobility and surrender to some type of review by a foreign court who's going to try to determine that my claims of my assets are crazy and insane, that's not going to happen. I am telling you the law that binds me.
No, she isn't.
Please, I think a lot of this is getting blown out, okay? I'm looking at it, you know, again, I have the simple kind of view on this, all right? This probate thing, I see that going away instantly as soon as they talk to you. They obviously haven't spoken to you. But aside from that, the tenant thing is still here, okay? That's what brought everyone here to begin with, and this is going
Well,
yeah, but it's not a tenant.
I mean, honestly, schizophrenia, I think that's one of the big things that goes around in like the Q and the sovereign groups and shit. Because just some of the things are just too far out there, which actually, by the way, on a side note, I don't know if you knew this or not, but the Q kiddos actually took a pretty bad hit today. Twitter went ahead and started going to war with Q. We will permanently suspend accounts tweeting about these topics that we know are engaged in violations of our multi-account policy, coordinating abuse around individual victims, or attempting to evade a previous suspension. Something we've seen more of in recent weeks. Number one, no longer serve content and accounts associated with QAnon and trends and recommendations. Work to ensure we're not highlighting this activity in search conversations. Block URLs associated with QAnon from being shared on Twitter. These actions will be rolled out comprehensively this week. We will continue to review this activity across our service and update our rules and enforcement approach again if necessary. As we work at scale to protect the public conversation in the face of evolving threats, we'll continue to lead with transparency and offer more context on our efforts. So that's really not too surprising when you consider, like, I mean, Tom Hanks' fucking Instagram is terrible. It's constantly full of people calling him a pedophile and shit, from the QAnon kiddos believing that he's the head of this cabal and he's supposed to be executed by a military tribunal at any point, and a whole bunch of stuff. So she's actually into the Q group and shit as well. She's into Q shit. She's into sovereign shit. But yeah, we'll take a little browse of her profile and shit on Facebook since it wasn't deleted. I believe her Twitter was deleted as well. I can't find her Twitter, although I did find some anti-Semitic tweets over on her thing, on her Twitter, before it was deleted. It was from like a Facebook post that was banned. But it's just, I don't know. I feel like I'm not licensed to make that judgment, but it just seems like with the imaginary, the battles that are going on, there's this imaginary fucking battle for children underneath America right now, and just it seems like a very schizophrenic belief system. There's like just pedophiles everywhere about to kidnap your kids at any point in time, and Bill Gates is about to vaccinate everybody you've ever known and loved. It's I don't know.
Anymore. If it's a tenancy, why is there a probate order? This isn't tenancy. I'm not stupid. Don't try to, if you're that dumb to believe that this is about tenancy still, and that they think I'm a crazy person. What now? I'm saying that again. No, it began. No. This began when. Okay. This began when I got assaulted, and the local government decided not to convict people. And that's what showed me that your local police department were not really there for the law. So this didn't just begin for me. So that's not a true statement.
Okay.
So I've been doing this 10 years, and
Honestly, she's been like, I'm not sure when she lost her kid. This behavior goes back to at least 2014. I believe, and don't quote me on it, that her child's somewhere around the age of 8. Again, in 2014, she was already into sovereign beliefs and assaulting police officers in a courtroom. So my guess would be that this is another one of those situations where maybe the parent could have used some of what CPS had to offer. Maybe they shouldn't have necessarily taken the children right away, or the child right away. Maybe she could have benefited from some of their services, but I'm willing to guess that she probably could have, at the very least, benefited from their services, if not needed the child out of her care.
From my point of view, just take a deep breath for a minute.
Uh-huh.
Something from my point of view.
Yep.
Well, look at it from our point of view,
Ray's okay with this. They stole her son. Yeah.
I see the comment about Bill Gates in Africa, and that's not what happened at all. Like, the Bill Gates banned in Africa for vaccine things, that's not true. The government just didn't want to accept funding anymore because they didn't want outside sources funding their medical shit. He's not banned from Africa for killing kids and forcing vaccines and all this other shit. That's 100% not what happened.
I'm doing everything I can here. Help me out a little bit.
What do you want me to help you do? You're asking me to surrender to the jurisdiction of a foreign court? That's never going to happen. So if that's all you're offering...
If you're going to put on your game face to clarify all this stuff...
Look...
I put on my game face yesterday to clarify all this stuff.
I put on my... Look here. Right. Okay. I'm not required to surrender to their jurisdiction. That's what you don't understand. And that's not a perspective. It's a fact of law. It's not a perspective or an opinion. It's not an opinion. I understand that.
All I'm saying is that there, put your game face on, get through this, get it all clarified.
I am not, listen, I'm going to say this one more time. I will never willfully surrender to be brought to a foreign jurisdictional court, such as the one that issued an unlawful and criminal declaration that I'm not saying, which is a crime of libel in admiralty. So, the territorial law here affecting crimes against humanity and the American people, and I'm not going to surrender to their jurisdiction where they try to seize my instruments of commerce. They are done. If they kill me, they're done. See, I win either way. They kill me, they're done. They don't fucking surrender to their fictions, they're done. So they're done. So if I have to die to cure this in law, that's what shall happen. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, I hear you.
So stop asking me to commit misprison of felonies. You are asking me to surrender to a foreign instrument of law that is just, we have been invaded. unknown instruments. They are not of us. They are not from us. They are not our law. You are asking me, as an American national, to allow myself to be put into the custody of a foreign nation. That's what you're asking me.
Yeah, this is like the super extreme side of sovereign beliefs. Like super, super extreme. Like she thinks our entire government is actually a foreign entity. Some believe this. You normally got to go into the little bit more out there in extreme groups to find like this level of the belief. But that's what she's talking about right there with everything foreign and shit. They believe that it's has to do with international selling our birth certificates off for your possible worth in the future, or like just all that shit.
That's what you're asking me to do. You don't understand that law? I do. And I am not going to surrender to any foreign criminal occupation that has affected domestic terrorism against my family, kin and kith, and who are currently in the middle of defrauding the Treasury of the United States. This is all about an attempt.
See, all right, yeah, which is actually funny because sovereign citizens are actually defined now as domestic terrorists or potential domestic terrorists. What she was just saying there, the Treasury, though, that goes back to straw man. They believe that you can tap into the Treasury and have these unlimited funds and shit. So I recognize a lot of what she's saying. It's just she's definitely more on the extreme side.
To seize the instrument that they already stole criminally. I'm not going there. So I can't. It's against the law. It actually is called trading with the enemy. I'm not going to trade with the enemy. It's actually a crime. So what you're asking me to do is to commit a felony in federal law and to violate the Constitution. That's what you're asking me to do. I'm not going to trade with the enemy and be found in criminal conspiracy by the federal law. It's not happening. That's what you're asking me to do. Can you get me a drink, babe? I'm really parched. Still haven't recovered from. And just by I haven't even gone to the hospital for all the assault that happened Friday. And I wouldn't touch foot in a hospital in this fucking state. I'm not going to any fucking hospital. That's what you don't understand.
Okay, so she's talking about that arrest that happened last Friday when she wouldn't put on a mask at a county hospital.
I'm not going to a foreign port. I don't know. I know that you don't control the world, and I know that you have no power over the coup. You're one man. Okay, I'm not going to go to a doctor because now we know that doctors just want to beat me. I will let my wrist do what God wants it to happen.
Okay, so she was shot at the wrist. Was one thing that I saw earlier. So I think that must have already happened if she's talking about her wrist. Or maybe she's talking about, like, maybe her wrist was hurt on Friday. Or maybe a report got confused by her wrist being hurt. I don't know.
Okay? I'm in God's hands. I'm not in your hands. And I'm not going to return myself to the hands of heretics who fucking kidnap babies. You know what? He says, don't be trapped in the flesh. Again, if my...
Oh. No. Wait. Okay. Yeah, that's something that some of the sovereign kiddos do, too. They, like, sound out words like it changes the meaning. Doctor, lawyer. Like
that's because you can't control traders. You can't control traders.
I can control a city cruiser coming up.
I've been shot, folks.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to surrender to an Ohio health hospital.
All right, yeah. So she had already been shot. She'd already shot 2 officers, apparently. I'm wondering, I don't know if one of the 2 officers that she shot, or deputies that she shot, turned around and returned fire. I think there was only 2 deputies there. when that happened.
And another thing, it's not like you can fucking open the door to a fucking cruiser when you're in the back of it.
I'm just saying. Been shot, folks. Militia needs to converge on 2762 Beulah Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43202. Yes, sir. This is Officer Dickinson.
All the time I spent with you and the fact that I'm willing to spend more time with you.
Well, that's going to benefit you and your family. Because it's what's going to happen in the near future for everybody who's wearing one of those criminal uniforms. If you don't want to effect a treaty of peace with me and step out of the horde, stop following these foreign agents, then what's going to happen is there's going to be a civil war in this country. And your life and everybody's life will never be the same. See, I've made it so all they're doing is warring on me. But now that the militias know.
By the way, that's the buzz that you're hearing. I couldn't do anything about that. I don't know if that was her original recording or something that happened from the person that saved these videos before they were they shut down her YouTube, but I can't do anything about the buzz. I think it's fucking annoying, so I just figured I would mention that.
That the sheriffs have come here with a warrant for my sanity in probate court, where a doctor and an attorney as judge, as a bar union member, conspired to call me crazy. Go get the, control your scene. You know, when you can control the scene, then we can talk about what is going to happen after that.
There's a man in our backyard with guns pointed at the
we're not going out the back door. I'm telling you, I'm not leaving here. So there's no, again, if he can't shoot at me 10 more feet away, I don't know what the fuck to tell the motherfucker, and maybe that's why he needs a rifle, because he's a piece of shit aim. So if he can't walk 15 feet and get the fuck off the tenancy, then oh shit, you're not in control. You're not in control. Okay, sounds like a plan. Bye.
I was on the phone with my mother.
Okay, folks. I have been shot. They're not here. Let me see go get my briefcase. So, 2762 Beulah Road. They have violated the Libra Code. I am being warred upon by your very U.S. military and their agents in coup. Okay? What happened yesterday, pursuant to the unlawful arrest I discussed with you all, is that I went to the court and brought my demur in. And the demur also has a counterclaim. And the counterclaim charges, and I will read you the paragraph. I just need the thinnest piece of paper, the thinnest filing. Nope, go to the bottom. Hand me the filings. Give me the filing that's they're not bound. They're stapled. Hand me the filings. Hand me the thin one. I'm going to read you I'm going to read you the paragraph. Give me the thin one. Yep, that's it. Give me one of them. All right. Look, stamped. See this? It says right here, stamped. You see that? Stamped by them. I only have one hand, so give me a second here.
Nonsensical court documents are like hand in hand with sovereigns. That's like one of their main weapons is they just flood courts and shit with completely nonsensical bullshit, basically.
Folks, I've been shot through and through on the wrist. They were aiming for my chest. They were here to kill me. In this, look here, third page. Donald Trump, Jennifer Miley, Bill Barr. They're named in this as a counterclaim.
Where's the
counterclaim? Who knows? It got ripped off. It's in there somewhere.
Okay.
Find it and staple it back on. Here's the counterclaim of the paragraph that enjoins. And mind you, there's 3 affidavits from me, my mother,
and my wife.
Affidavits.
and my wife.
They ripped the fucking cover off. It's not in here.
When? I brought no there. I have that. I checked them all. There's no demurs with a stamped cover. How would they have ripped them off? I walked out with them. I saw them. They're in there. Let me just read this paragraph.
Go ahead.
Okay. By the way, Ohio Health, as you saw, is not a lawful instrument.
You keep up with the
Okay.
show.
Yeah, if you keep up with the show. So the militia need to marshal. Your governments are now at war with you. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to find the paragraph again. It's hard for me. Okay, thank you. I knew I had it. Right now, they want me to go surrender myself to a foreign jurisdiction to have a judge. All right.
Okay, and so what actually happened, there was a probate warrant for her to go get a mental evaluation, like signed by a judge. So that's like what started all of this morning.
Stream again. Looks like I might have stream. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, receiving content again. Okay, I'm just going to start reading because they keep disconnecting me. Okay, we stopped at, whereas State of Ohio, et al., Richard Michael DeWine, et al., David Anthony Yost, et al., Dallas Baldwin, et al. It's still video input, but it's still going. Franklin County, Ohio Sheriff's Office, Franklin County, Ohio, Franklin County Board of Commissioners, Donald Trump, J. Trump, Office of the President of the United States, as in 28 U.S.C. 130215, which is the federal corporation, housed in the District of Columbia. Office of the President of the United States of America, Martin V. Hunter, because he's failed in both capacities. Mark A. Miley, et al., the United States Military, et al., William P. Barr, et al., the United States Department of Justice, et al., the United States Corporation Company of Ohio, et al., Elaine Choi, et al., she's the United States Department of Transportation, et al., Angela D. Cesar, and the Clerkship of the District Court of Columbia and the United States Bankruptcy Court, District of Columbia, are all real parties of interest already enjoined as derived from...
Just to take a quick break from her words, this is what was going on inside. Let me think. Time-wise. So I think this video is like a couple hours into the actual standoff. This is outside of the house from a neighbor across the street. I believe it's the house right across the street. I think this is Justice's house right here in the center.
They tore that bitch up.
This might have actually even been at the end of the standoff.
It's like bombs and shit. Like they boom, boom.
They shot that bitch up. They used that device right there to get in the door. They ain't go in that bitch yet though. But see, they shot the windows. Yeah, they ready now. They going in that bitch. They tired of playing with her old ass. They about to shoot. Grab my Glock, babe.
Ooh. I really need to remember to switch my browser for these lives.
Yeah.
So it looked like they tear gassed her.
Man, look at
Tear-gassed the
that
house.
motherfucker. What the fuck is that? America got some shit. Y'all think they scared? Them motherfuckers got robots and all type of shit. That motherfucking thing right there tore the whole house, front of the door, all that shit up.
Oh, I didn't see that at first. Okay, so there's like a little mobile robot there. that they sent in to break her door in.
That bitch tore the steps down, mailbox. It's Project Baby News, man. Stay tuned, man. The bitch don't want to come out.
Oh yeah, it's moving back there again.
Hey, dickhead. Hey, dickhead, I see you. Over here. They about to blow her shit up. We in Afghanistan, y'all. It's going down. Grab my Glock, babe.
For real?
This is it.
Babe, why you by the window? He right in the front of everything.
Man, look at that thing tearing the house up, man. I gotta get me one of them. I don't know what the fuck that's called.
He's still going.
Motherfucker don't want to fight out the house.
Daniel, back up. Get out.
Get one of them.
No, do that. Oh my God, he is so irritating.
Chill, babe. I'm gonna play for the blinds if they get fucked up.
I've never seen one of those robots before.
I ain't never seen that shit in my life.
Right in the fucking window. Weird song. Facebook.
I have some blueberry coffee with vanilla creamer. Is that one of the bomb disposal machines? Or robots? I suppose so. No, I just really couldn't make it out because it's kind of a shitty image all around. It's on a total side note. I'm drinking a Wild Mountain Blueberry. Damn it. Why am I drawing a complete blank? It's little coffee pods. One of those things. But a Wild Mountain Blueberry coffee with a nice French vanilla creamer. It's rather delicious, and I enjoy it. On a side note, we'll come back and check out what they were doing on the outside in a minute. I sent this, and it looks like Justice also does this stuff, just pencil scribbling of court documents. I stand in the natural law of the land, the common law, standing under will of the people, the Judiciary Act of 1789, blah, blah, blah. This is why oh my God, this is 511 pages. You've got to be kidding me. This is why states are starting to make it paper terrorism and making it illegal to do this shit, because unfortunately, even though this is 500 pages of nonsense, somebody at the court still has to go through this and try and make sense of it. Our de facto institutions of the state resulting from the coup, blah, blah, blah. Jesus Christ, she's super, super. She's got her affidavits. Her stamp. Notice of estoppel by error. Yeah, I'm not even going to scroll through all that. I'll throw this in the comments if one of you guys want to look through that. That's 511 fucking pages. We're not going to play with all of that. Let's go back and let's finish this one, and then we'll skip back around outside. Maybe do like a compare and contrast.
Engendra, innuendo, which in etymology means to join. From Lotus versus United States of America et al. Case 1:14 CV 01631 and hashtag 20 case number 2020-40 with the
a Keurig. And I'm sorry, guys. I try and look at your comments, but I'm also still getting shit on this lady at the same time right now. So I'm trying. My bad.
shared clerkship of
I'm also trying to listen to what she's saying and just see how much of it I can recognize from like other sovereigns from the past and shit.
Of the et al. Of the United States Court, hereafter DDC, the United States Bankruptcy Court, District of Columbia, hereafter DC Bank, appealed from final judgments in cases 185369 with United States Court of Appeals, District of Columbia Circuit, hereafter USCA DC, Commercial Code, hereafter UCC 9. Subsection 307H and other places had not failed in their oath and fiduciary duty, citing Pacific Mutual Life Insurance Company petitioner versus Cleopatra Haslip et al. 499 U.S. 1 1991, as was mandated of them under Article 3, Section 4 of all Constitution.
This lady right here is why sovereign citizens are fucking deemed potential domestic terrorists by the federal government. This is like one of many times that they've decided to actually get physical with the nonsense that they spew out.
In case number 2020-40 with the shared clerkship et al. Of DC and DC banks. The realtors aver and assert that none of the events that happened on 7/17, year of our Lord and Savior 20, would have ever happened. Wherefore, the realtors further affirm and assert that the failure of said state, citing USC 302-14 and 15. And that's all instruments under the Treasury, by the way. And federal agents and agencies of 28 USC 300215, located within the body politic municipal corporation of the District of Columbia, UCC 9307H, and other places, to comply with the mandates of their oath, duty, and the law as mandated of them in case 2020-40 with the shared clerkship of DC and DC.
In case, Leanne, I see you there. Anybody else new watching? What's going on right now is she is in a police standoff. In fact, she is inside that house in a police standoff in Columbus, Ohio. She was like a sovereign citizen, CPS advocate. She's also like a racist. I mean, her Facebook's super shitty. She posted a lot. She really fucking hated BLM. This is what a pedo daddy makes when the who's whore answers daddy's mayor of NYC's daughter. If I have to chide another whitey that hates whites and tell them Jews are chosen. Oh, she was also a Holocaust denier. I mean, honestly, just a pretty shit person all around. Hi, support blacks and minorities by looking like a skinhead whore. Haha. Do you all have any idea where the shaving of woe has been used to oppress women all over the world? OMG, stupid gash. So says Lotus. You people are stupid. Yeah, I don't even know. But again, like CPS News Network, which they're just are fucking ridiculous at best on most days. Child family advocate Rexton Lotus justice caught in 7-hour standoff with SWAT after shooting 2 officers stemming from claimed refusal to wear mask arrest incident.
Reported her kidnapping and her mother the other day. And now we don't know what we have, but we have people that are injured. And what was going on in Oregon we think is kind of correlated, coinciding. And what is going on in Oregon?
The scooping up over in Portland by supposedly unmarked. And you'll never take that oversee in your life. Okay?
Jesus Christ, it's just a jumbled mess. I can't even listen to that. It's just a jumbled mess. I've been sick all day over this. I'm crying, so worried about her. What can we do to help her? Danny, I'm glad you're following this. Wow, what is this world coming to? Blurry picture again, Danny. Do you have any more info on this? So I don't even know. CPS News Network is saying apparently this was a child advocate who is on social media denying the Holocaust, ranting about sovereign shit. Very, very, I mean, I feel comfortable calling her a racist, but there's definitely some strong fucking racially charged stuff on her Facebook. Again, her YouTube has been taken down. Like I don't even know all around. I didn't even scroll this far back through her Facebook earlier. Liberals are now ambushing whites. Yeah, I don't even know. Kneeling to fascists bullshit. Okay. Yeah, man. So this is a super mentally stable children's advocate. Once again, surprise, surprise. We'll go find one of her older videos in a little bit.
Has allowed and perpetuated the conspiracy against the relators to foment with prima facie by the facts established in the demurrer, which is on the record now in Delaware, with a coordinated effort.
Okay. Where are we? Was that part? That's part 3. There's part 4.
In the field, you gonna let them shoot me? You gonna let these criminals come in here? They're pounding on the door as we speak.
I'm not sure.
I'm
not sure if the neighbor has him getting taken into custody or not. We're gonna skip through that. I imagine he does because it's like a 2-hour stream, but we're just gonna kind of skip through it.
Gonna come out. They're in the house. I'm gonna defend. I'm on live feed right now. I'm on live feed. The internet is watching. I promise you. The militias are coming. So you shoot me, you just started a war. Your whole life, everything all of you ever thought you were doing in law will be over. I'm just telling you, I'm not coming willfully, so you're going to have to kill me to get me there, just so you know. I will defend this property with the same force and measure you've already exercised against me. Okay? Well, no, it doesn't. You guys don't have to operate criminally. I agree. You do not. But I am live right now, and I have 77 people watching. So it's a witness. They're witnessing a crime of state. They now know it has nothing to do with the tenancy, and I just read the charges against the government on this live feed. Okay? I'm being nothing honest but with you. I have told you every fact of law that you need. Okay? Yeah, I'm not going to willfully surrender to criminals. I'm not going to willfully surrender to criminals. You are asking me to violate the law. So now what you are doing is now you're conspiring. So goodbye. Give me the gun.
Jesus.
I'm going to leave you guys with my wife. Come here. Come here. I'm done. He's conspiring. Move.
Hello, folks. It's Ray Justice here. I don't know if you can see me or hear me or anything like that. I'm gonna tell you, I'm pretty damn fucking scared. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just trying to stay calm.
Okay, yeah, so that's wife Ray Justice that I mentioned earlier. It looks like there's only... Ooh. Okay, so part 5. Okay, so I think actually...
Okay, we're back live.
It looks like she throws on a gas mask in this one. So I think this video catches up to where we are on the outside, where they just tear gas the house and shit. Which that's where we are right here. So maybe we actually can kind of sync this up a little bit.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to breathe, guys.
I'm not willfully surrendering. If you guys want to kill me, that's fine. I'm not going to surrender to a foreign court. That'll never happen. If you can't get over that, again. No, what I'm doing is I'm noticing the world what we're doing here.
Lotus is talking to Mr. Dickinson, a detective.
Is on their way to this fucking city. In the thousands, I what I'm going to tell you. So you want to keep playing, go ahead. I'm not controlling them. I just tell them the facts. They know you. They know what's going on. They've been watching you. They know what's been going on. So now that you are operating with the sheriff, I can't talk to you anymore because you don't have control of things. You're not willing to listen. Well, what's here is I'm being roared upon. You won't stop it, so it is.
I don't know if you guys can hear Lotus talking.
Talk to Ray. I'm done. Here.
Hello?
By the
Hello?
way, they kidnapped your son.
I don't know what. Do the right thing and get these motherfuckers out of the fucking house. They're breaking all kinds of fucking windows. Oh, I don't know where it's at. Damn.
Hold on, you gotta take your phone. If you come in, you're not coming out. I'm not coming out to people who just shot me, criminally.
Technically, she shot them first, but
I'll wait for the militia who want to follow the law.
tomato, tomato, I suppose.
Are you afraid for your children to die? You should be, because that's the war that's coming.
Jesus.
Look, I have asthma and I can't breathe right now.
They're just making it so they could.
I'm not coming out.
Bring me my son and I might.
Bring me my son and then we can talk. Go find Clayton Michael Bates. He's an 8-year-old boy. Last seen in Highland County, Greenfield.
Yeah, okay. If he's 8, so what? 2012, 2014, she was assaulting cops and saying that she's sovereign. I'm going to go ahead and guess that that child might be better off not in her care. I'm just going to go out on a limb on this one and say there was probably some issues leading up to that point. dog. Dog ain't got no part in their bullshit.
Witness tampering. Witness tampering. Hey, folks. This is where we're at. They've busted out all the windows. They've busted out all the windows. And they're trying to incur on this property because they say I'm crazy because I know where my assets lie. Your government is officially warning. As I told you, they're trying.
I feel like they got a pretty good argument when they say that she's crazy.
Trying to smoke because it won't happen. Your government is warring against you right now. Your government is vacant. The militias need to come to Columbus, Ohio. They don't care about the law here. They're trying to get me to surrender to a foreign jurisdictional judge and a doctor who have brought false charges on me. And the cops here just want to walk me to a foreign court. I will not go there. The last 2 times I went to one, they beat me up.
Holy
not happening,
shit.
folks. So you might get to see me get shot to death by sheriffs in the Franklin County and the city police live because they want to question. Here's the deal. When I challenge I put where my assets lie. Here. Here's where we're at, folks. In this demurrer, I proved where my assets lie. Remember, I took a UCC out on this. They have to call.
Oh man, UCC, that's sovereign. Like, they're obsessed with UCC. They're fucking obsessed with it, and they 100% don't understand what they're doing. Again, like, that's in the article in the description. You can fucking get like more caught up because it even has a whole section on like the UCC crazy shit.
Call me crazy, so this isn't valid in law. That's where they're at. This isn't about the tenancy. This is about seizing me, so I surrender to their foreign jurisdiction. So I have been shot through and through in my wrist. When my wrist was at here, they're trying to smoke us probably. Yeah, they're trying to smoke us.
Man.
We're not surrendering. When I told you that I was saving the world, when I told you I was saving the world from war, I wasn't kidding. There were
UCC is a uniform commercial code. Again, you can click on the link in the description. I think it's one of the first links, and it goes into like their confusion of how it works.
Only on me because
Basically, they use that to like make contracts with everything is contracts with a sovereign. Like everything's fucking contracts. They think that we're in contracts with the government, so they just say they're not in your I'm not in your jurisdiction. Your law doesn't apply to me. I didn't sign that contract, so it doesn't work on me. And it's just all contracts. It all spawns from like a misunderstanding of the 14th Amendment in the fucking 80s, back when it was like a racist state law movement. They believe that state trumps federal, and they believe it to a very out there point. To this point, this is a bit more of an extreme situation this one's found herself in, but this is the road that you can go down if you get too far into the sovereign shit.
I have made them. I have saved all of you from war. I have saved millions of children. I will not surrender to the tyranny of foreign courts. Stand up, motherfuckers! Stand the fuck up!
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to surrender. They will take me dead before I will surrender to go before a fucking judge and a doctor who think I'm crazy because I can prove in banking instruments that they have defrauded all of your treasuries. The whole world is being warned upon this day on one piece of land. Mine! This flesh! My body was warned upon! They shot me through and through! Shut the fuck up, you cowards! Shut the fuck up, you cowards! Fucking women! women standing up to the tyranny of like 40 fucking men. You guys are pathetic.
Because I've been fighting
Huh.
this fight right next to Lotus for the last fucking 5 years. You bring my motherfucking son to me and you then fucking hit my son on the phone. I'm here.
What started this was on Friday she was thrown out of a county hospital for not wearing a mask, and then actually today they showed up with a probate warrant for a mental health evaluation, which was signed by a judge. And then that's when she shot the 2 deputies in the back of the legs, and then she was apparently shot during the wrist, and then they both went inside, her and her wife, Ray Justice, and they did all this. Like, man, and see, like, mental illness, unfortunately, like mental illness and sovereign and the Q beliefs, they go hand in hand. And so that's like I don't know, it's just scary with both of them, because there's just some minds out there that they just shatter when they get all this nonsense put in, and they see these memes and this like it's so crazy how there's not any sort of outside evidence. They just use evidence from within their own circles, and they say that's it, that's fucking proof that, you know, all of this crazy Tom Hanks is executed already and there's a clone of him walking around. Yeah, of course, it's super believable. Like, there's just some people, I mean, our mental health in this country is shit, so it's terrifying watching some of these conspiracies get into some of the wrong hosts, I guess you could say.
Hearing impaired.
Not pull
I
him
know
off,
what
huh?
his voice fucking sounds like.
So the demand now, folks, is that we aren't leaving till our son's brought to us. They can bring my son to me, then I'll talk to the traitors. Stand the fuck up. Come out of the whore! Come out of the whore!
I'm surprised that they didn't kill her, honestly.
They already shot me. They already shot
I
me.
think she said come out of the whore.
Try and tear gas. Like this is my first time at the rodeo, dumb fucks.
We already know about the probate warrant for her being insane.
Okay, so they're even.
I didn't put, who the fuck are Leos? I didn't put no one in the oh, yeah, you mean, they're not law enforcement when they're they're not law enforcement, fucktard, when they're effecting an unlawful warrant from people who don't have any authority over you and are just trying to cover up crimes against the United States. So, Ron, fuck off, and you're not a man, you're a woman.
Oh, I'm guessing someone on her live just called out her arrest for assaulting the officer. There's a 2014, she was arrested for assaulting an officer during a municipal court over traffic warrants.
Bring our son. So Ron Borman, everybody, is a shill. If she's fucking talking about law enforcement officers, they're not law enforcement officers when they're affecting crimes and domestic violence. They're in domestic terrorism, folks. Domestic terrorism is happening on me right now, my wife, my family. I'm not coming out. Yep.
Man.
I told them they'd take me off my dead body. In order for me to go before a judge.
You guys have had it for 5 fucking years. Why are you gonna fucking say how's this gonna help get my son back?
Oh, okay, so 5 years, and I'm still not sure who the son actually belongs to, but 5 years. So kid's been gone for 5 years. 2014, she was already assaulting cops and was already deep into the sovereign beliefs. So, yeah, it looks like a watered down version of this is why the child was most likely originally taken.
I haven't seen him! I don't even know if he's fucking alive! Nobody tells me anything!
I don't care.
It sounds more like it's her wife's kid, though.
No, come for
No!
him.
I'm done working with you because it's all in the fucking court system! It's all on fucking record!
Why do you...
That's why they erased fucking 10 years off fucking Pacer yesterday!
That's why they have to fucking hide her.
No, she claims she was a sovereign citizen in court in 2014. When she assaulted that officer and was found guilty of that. So, yeah, she self-admittedly has said she was a sovereign citizen, but she didn't say that since the FBI has determined that sovereign citizens are potential domestic terrorists. So maybe she dropped it. But also, sovereign citizen, it's not a term that many sovereigns use. They argue that it's an oxymoron, which it is. But that, I've said this millions of times, that's the term that the federal government landed on. So there's not really anything that I can do about that terminology, regardless of me agreeing with it or not. But I do think a lot of them try and claim the oxymoron thing as a cover for the fact that they're actually part of what the federal government has declared as a potential domestic terrorist group. But again, they just go with it's an oxymoron. There's no such thing as a sovereign citizen, blah, blah, blah. Technically, they're wrong and right because according to the federal government there is such a thing as a sovereign citizen, and that will get you into a different level of like I still don't know what her crimes are. They're probably doing her mental evaluation and everything right now. I'd be interested to see what her charges end up being.
Yeah, see, they're not even throwing the stuff in the house because they know that they can't. They're cowards. Everybody outside this house is a coward and is a fucking domestic violence against an allodial national. So, again, remember that executive order? Attacking American nationals? I'm it. That they are violating executive orders. Where's the fucking feds, all you people who love Trump? Where's the feds? Where are they? They're not here because they're party to this.
Justice is not going to walk out of the house. It's not going to surrender.
Never happen. It'll never happen.
I am not going to surrender as well.
I will die here. I will die this day.
I could see her honestly maybe not even getting charges from this. Like, I don't think that mental evaluation is going to go all that hot.
Yeah, let me just walk out. Oh, okay.
She was charged with felonious assault and will be bound over to common pleas court. Okay. I wonder if the prosecutor sticks with those charges, though. A lot's going to weigh on that mental evaluation. But thank you for that, Alexandria. I don't know, because I could see them bumping up the charges, or I don't know, that mental evaluation thing. I mean, clearly there's something not going right inside this woman's head. She's going to get sent to a state facility. That's what I'm leaning to. This, I mean, yeah, it's like the sovereign and Q beliefs and shit, but man, it's clear that there's some serious mental shit going on here as well. Ohio, and then bond over to higher court. Oh, okay. Yeah, she shot 2 cops. Yeah, that is true. That is, and see, that's another thing. And actually, that's in that sovereign citizen article. One thing is that the Supreme Court even ruled just not that long ago, believing crazy shit isn't enough to give you any sort of protection. That was from these two people, a former lawyer actually, and then a former, I believe he was Army. They found this hack basically and hacked the treasury and took like 23 million bucks or some shit like that. And they represented themselves in court. They tried a bunch of sovereign shit. And then they were found guilty, and they were like, well, hold on, you guys shouldn't have let us defend ourselves because obviously we were nuts. And the court was like, that's not an excuse. And the reason behind that was that they still understood things. They understood that they were going to court. They understood what they were charged with, but they argued their beliefs as to why they shouldn't be. So basically what the Supreme Court said was that there's nothing that says that you can't just believe crazy shit. And there's nothing that says that you can't represent yourself when you believe crazy shit, as long as you can actually, you're not completely detached from reality. So in this situation, like, granted, this is pretty escalated, and whatever illness she has is probably manic, but at the end of the day, she probably still has a somewhat cognitive grasp on reality, which is going to make it hard for her to get any sort of insanity plea. I don't know. I don't know. This is I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out.
Or fucking somebody else's crime because they held my son against me and made me plead out.
I think she'll be competent to stand trial.
He's on the wrong side. The plant. Look, you guys.
I agree with you there, Alexandria.
You need to come to Columbus, Ohio.
2762 Beulah Road. Every fucking militia member in the country needs to converge upon this municipality. They are trucking children through DSCC, which is the main military hub at the airport here, and they are trafficking children through it.
That's right.
Okay. That kind of sounded like some of the Q Pizzagate stuff there. Some of the more extreme ones that DFCC is a defense supply center. Well, and what, like, what, you know what, here, let me just bring this up real quick, because I wrote this so long ago, I don't even remember the exact specifics. What it is, here, what it is that, actually, you know what, I'm going to bring up this article that I did before I do that. I'll let this play for a minute while I find it. Kind of weird she said that she saved millions of kids. So this goes a little bit more specific. This is that article that's in the description. Which again, it has video examples, paperwork examples. It has a whole bunch of different shit on sovereigns. Yeah, Randall Bean and Heather Tukey Giraffe. In September, the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled against Randall Bean and Heather Tukey Giraffe, who were convicted of defrauding the U.S. government for $31 million while trying to access their strawman accounts. According to the court documents, Bean was an Air Force electrical engineer for years, but at some point he became convinced that the government was spying on the public, prompting a self-described quest into the world of conspiracy theories. Bean's research into different conspiracy theories led him to the led him to the straw man theory, claiming you can tap into your secret trust fund and use them as a bottomless expense account by filing paperwork with the correct verbiage. And so that's the whole thing. Like, everybody claims that they've just never found the right verbiage to tap into their secret trust accounts. Some people actually still believe that these two did. At the time of stumbling upon the conspiracy, Bean owed more than he could afford on his vehicle, credit cards, and personal loans. While researching, Bean came across the work of Tucci Giraffe, and I still don't even know if I say her name right. Tucci Giraffe was a former lawyer who worked as a prosecutor and public defender. She ran a website, posted videos, and contributed to online talk shows about the strawman conspiracy theory. Bean saw Tucci Giraffe as a visionary who could make a difference and reached out to her. She decided to agree, or she agreed to help him. While browsing Facebook, Bean stumbled upon a video posted by an anonymous user going under the name Harvey Dent. Video claimed to show people how to access their secret trust fund account, but in reality, the video was teaching them how to commit wire fraud by exploiting a deficiency to the automated clearinghouse network that banks use to transfer funds. After telling Tucci Giraffe about the video, she gave her advice and directed him to potentially helpful documents. Bean decided to try the idea and logged into the bank's website. He followed the video's instructions and entered his own social security number as his account number. For the routing number, Bean entered the routing number for the Federal Reserve. Bean then made fraudulent payments to pay off his debts and then bragged about paying his debts with his trust account on Facebook. A few days later, Bean decided to start purchasing certificates of deposits with funding from the Federal Reserve and moral support from Tucci Giraffe. In just one night, Bean purchased $28 million worth of CDs. He would later increase that total to $31 million before he began cashing the CDs. Bean bought an $86,000 truck and a $500,000 motorhome that had 2 bathrooms, marble floors, and a fireplace. One of Bean's banks froze. One of his accounts after becoming suspicious of the sudden fortune. The bank also attempted to cancel payment on the truck and mobile home. Tucci Giraffe stepped in at that point and advised Bean on how to protect his newfound assets by placing them in the name of a trust and preparing pseudo-legal documents on his behalf. She called the banks in a dealership posing as Bean's attorney and reassured him that he rightfully owned the money. Her phone calls worked and the bank stopped canceling payments. By the time Tucci Giraffe helped protect Bean's assets, it was already too late. A federal investigation had already begun. When federal officers learned Bean planned on driving off the dealership with his new mobile home, they were waiting. Bean refused to leave the motorhome and had to be removed. One of the other occupants was told to call Tucci Giraffe on the phone. Tucci Giraffe claimed she was planning military operations. She was later arrested in D.C. So that's like the background of that. We won't even go. We'll touch on some of this, but I'll get to the main point of it. Once they were arrested, the two began flooding the courts with frivolous sovereign motions. They asserted that the United States courts cannot hold anyone except by their own consent, and that the United States was a bankrupt corporation. That goes back to like thinking that we're in contracts with everything. They filed hundreds of pages of pointless UCC filings related to something called the One People's Public Trust. They demanded money from the government and at one point sent an itemized bill to the court seeking $46 quintillion. That's 46 quintillion, not billion or trillion or anything. Out of concern these actions would confuse a jury, the judge granted a motion that barred the two from conducting similar actions during trial. Both Bean and Tucci Giraffe represented them or requested to represent themselves. The judge held a hearing for both of them, ensuring they understood the risks of self-representation. They provided some unusual answers, but were determined to have knowingly and intelligently waived their right to counsel. Standby counsel was granted to take over in case the judge ended self-representation during the trial. So that's like something that I could see happening to this woman. The judge basically had an attorney for them in case they started to feel like, holy shit, these two are definitely not competent to represent themselves. The two defendants did their best at trial, despite cross-examining the government's witnesses and introducing evidence, testifying on their own behalf, and giving compelling closing statements justifying their worldview. The jury convicted Bean of bank and wire fraud and both of money laundering. Bean was sentenced to 155 months in prison in order to pay over $500,000 in restitution. Tukey Giraffe was sentenced to 57 months in prison. Since their convictions, both tried to appeal by faulting the court for allowing them to represent themselves. Bean and Tukey Giraffe argued that they gave odd answers to straightforward questions. When they were sworn in, they both replied with, I am source of all that is. Tukey Giraffe pointed towards her quibbles over meaningless terms of phrase, such as the difference between true and truthful. That's like the shit that Lotus here is doing in the video with Doctor. Like Kurt Pendergrass and the E-Claws guys, those scam artists are always like trying to space out words like they're changing it into some other shit. The difference between pro se and pro per representation, their arguments did not change that they listened carefully. This is the part that's important. Their arguments did not change that they listened carefully to the judge's questions and gave lucid answers. At no time did they demonstrate they misunderstood the questions or had any doubt over self-representation. Both defendants argue that they have received mental competency tests, but the appeal court did not agree. While they did spout off in plausible conspiracy theories, they succeeded in other respects. During cross-examination, they asked logical questions aimed at exposing gaps in the witnesses' knowledge and inconsistencies in their prosecutor's narrative. Regardless of being correct, they were able to articulate their ideologies and clearly explain what led them to their actions. An experienced attorney, of course, would have done a better job, but that does not change the fact that both defendants showed they were competent. At the end of the day, the appeal was a landmark in dealing with sovereign law. It raised the main question: were their idiosyncratic actions and unconventional beliefs enough to establish proof that they were mentally unsound? The court determined the hard reality was that the values of the Sixth Amendment allows individuals charged with crimes to act in unorthodox ways, even if that compromises other values of the Sixth Amendment. In similar cases, Supreme Court has never suggested an eccentric worldview establishes mental incompetence. The hard fact is that intelligent people, even very intelligent people, can believe baffling things, the decision read. Bean, Tukey Giraffe, and countless others who believe in strawman theories may be misguided, some dangerously so, but that does not necessarily mean they live in a private mental world devoid of all reality. So the court confirmed both convictions. So that's kind of the other side of when it comes to proving that you're mentally incompetent. I don't know, honestly, if this woman could do that. But that's like, I believe that was just in like August of last year. So that was recently established. No, it was a probate warrant that was served this morning for a mental health evaluation. That's what started it, and then she shot 2 deputies. And then she was shot in the wrist, and then the standoff. But yeah, it was a probate warrant for a mental health evaluation that was signed by a judge. The eviction stuff was filed back in April. I believe this had to do, like Friday she was arrested at a county hospital for refusing to wear a mask. And then today they showed up with a mental evaluation signed by a judge. She screamed about that a few times too, that the judge is trying to say she's insane. The probate judge is trying to say she's insane. Yeah, the eviction was coming up. The eviction was still there. Like, that was back in April when they started doing all the eviction shit. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I don't know how long they wander off for.
Guess what? I have proven my assets lay stolen in the Department of Transportation under Mr. Pedo POTUS's hand. That's where they're fucked. See, I know where my assets lie in this fucked up material world, but I better still know my assets lie in the kingdom of heaven. And I'm not going to surrender to the tyranny of fictitious, heretical states of men that tyrannize children, kidnap people, eat our babies, and try to kill people who walk the law. They are warring on us. Your government has fallen. Your government has fallen. Come out of the whore. And Trump ain't with us. Trump is against us. Trump has always been against us. He has walked you into fascism with the pretty little...
Oh yeah, that's one thing that is happening. Like in the last couple months, the QAnon kiddos have started to turn against Trump, and now they're starting to say that he's possibly part of the child trafficking, child baby eating cabal.
A spoonful of sugar, you idiots! But don't believe me at all. See what happens. Come out of the whore, boys!
Yeah, eat our children. That's like, that's QAnon shit. QAnon slash Pizzagate. It like graduated up to this whole thing where they're eating babies and adrenochrome, and just it's gotten out there. Like since COVID started, you've really seen an escalation, which I mean, and the shitty thing is with some of this stuff, there is actually truth to it, but then like they throw all of this ridiculous conspiracy shit on top, and it makes it all sound fucking stupid, and really they do a lot of damage to some of the shit that's actually going on out there. But whatever, we're gonna let Lotus here have her moment.
Exactly what I want. I want them here. In our hands. I don't care how he does it. Call Homeland Security and find out how. Tell him to call his friends in the Homeland Security. Call your friends at Homeland Security, Mr. Dickinson. Like I don't know he talks to him. Like I'm stupid.
Come out of the whore, honestly, is a new one to me. I'm not sure what she means by come out of the whore. I think she
By the way, folks.
Sorry, I can't take it off. Trying to smoke us out. Mr. Dickinson, who's the Red Dragon liaison, I've been talking to him for a couple of hours now, seems. He's acting like he don't know how to contact Homeland Security.
My guess is that she's referring to the Whore of Babylon in some context, but that would just be my guess. I'm not 100% sure what come out of the whore is.
Or the FBI, or the federal marshals. Your government is fallen this day, on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday, your government fell. And they came just warring against me, and I'm the only one. And what I got for it is I got half...
I don't know if she streamed the actual shooting. She might have. I don't know that she did, though. I think she started streaming after she went on the lockdown and shit.
With the scars of Christ on one hand. I didn't get all the other shit, but my flesh has paid for this. You people need to stand up. Stand up! And you know that militia, not a motherfucking one of them's here. They never showed up. Your militia sucks. They're co-opted too. Your leaders are lying to you. I have 400 people watching. Tell them there's 400 motherfuckers. There's 400 people watching right now.
Again, she doesn't look like she ever had a big following, so I don't know what militia is she's referring to either.
There's 400 people watching my feed, and they're all fucking gonna come here.
And they're all gonna fucking come here.
He has lost control. You believe this shit? You believe this shit?
I can't believe
I'll
any
keep
of this
the
shit,
audio on as long
honestly.
as I can. I got no signal on the video. I don't know what to tell y'all. Your government are a bunch of pedophiles. You've been insurgently hunted. The military is responsible for this action. The judges, the doctors, the titles of nobility are all responsible for this action. I will not surrender willfully to have criminals tell me what the fuck my mental state is. Especially in the county that stole my birth certificate, folks. This is the county that stole my real birth certificate.
Come out of her, my people.
They're breaking in the basement.
Okay, so biblical reference.
They're breaking in the basement. They're coming through the basement.
Her wife is down there with her. That's who you hear also screaming, like, off in the background and shit.
All those papers, got all your cards, put them in this briefcase. Will you hide them? Take them, put them in that briefcase. There's one set.
Yeah.
Put that in there. Another set here.
He's trying to talk to me.
No, he can talk to us up in the window.
What do you need?
Lift that up, put all that in there.
All of this?
That's all of it. Just that, not that, not that, not that. Look, you see?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to keep this set out. That's your set.
I'm not even sure why you would try.
They're positioning to do something, what we don't know.
I'm not even sure why you would try and hide papers at that point. Like, they shot 2 cops. They're gonna tear your fucking house apart.
You put that over your shoulder if they break in. That right there.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's skip over here for a second and see if we can see them going in. So
That
over on
motherfucker over
here,
there,
this was outside the house. This is like, again, like I stumbled upon this earlier. I didn't even realize that I was watching the outside stream from this situation. So, like, at the point we were at, they had just fired a bunch of tear gas, it looked like, into the house.
Like, I understand y'all the ones doing the shooting, but what about her shooting the cop?
And they also got one of the bomb devices that's been, like, I guess it tore up according to the guy that was live streaming this, Don Dada, he ripped the porch up, broke the door out with the bomb device and one of the robotics there, and then also this window up in the top. It broke out that window a little bit ago.
And if that was a black person, they would have went in there and killed him. They would have shot her right there. And you should have would have shot her right there in the hand or something.
All right, let's see.
They better not come in my motherfucking driveway or I'm calling the city on their ass.
There go the robot right there. Y'all can't see
They
it.
can see it.
There it is.
Hey, sis, they see.
There it is.
All right, so pulling back the robot.
Oh, look, that bitch going in between the cars. Now they trying to fuck her cars up.
She's right. Y'all, at this point, I'm ready to move. Her electricity.
Hey, look, on blood. They dumping that bitch up, taking a break, chilling. He's sitting down. It's break time, y'all. They about to get right back to dumping. Look at him. They about to get right back to it. Gear up, fellas. Let's put this robot to work. We ain't gotta shoot shit. Hey, Vezo, my shit bussin', nigga. Black Lives Matter, man. My shit bussin'. Black Lives Matter, get that fuck.
Oh, okay. So this is probably when they're going in. You know, honestly, I'm not sure why they let him stay in the house. I believe normally they clear out a few of the houses around.
They didn't went on the side of her house with the truck.
The truck? How did you get the truck over there? Hey, what was I about to say?
They got them right there. They got them in the right there.
Look at all their trash.
Dude, scared as hell right there. What the fuck? He's dumping.
Dude, scared as hell back there. That was pretty good.
Oh, they shooting in the basement.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You said they got dogs, babe?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. That sucks,
They
man.
shot something in the basement?
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a shitty person, have somebody watch your dog. Like, come on, man. Do your shitty shit to yourself.
The shit they be shooting through the windows when SWAT hit your house. Where you selling dope, trap house.
Okay, so I don't think we're at that point yet inside the house. Maybe. Well, like just now they were talking about them trying to come in. So we might be right about at the same point inside the house.
Lotus. Yeah, I can't breathe. You can't breathe, you take it off. You're gonna have to do that. You gotta steer it, you're gonna be burning.
I can't. I gotta go outside. I gotta go outside.
No, you can't.
I got to
If
go
you do,
outside.
you will lose your son. Get on the fucking ground and breathe. If you go outside, you lose Clayton. Forever.
Okay, so it's her wife's kid. That's her wife's kid that was taken 5 years ago. I believe the wife actually did come out before Lotus did.
You cannot abandon me now. I'll shoot you in the foot before I'll shoot you outside. Because you're not thinking clear. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. It's loose.
Lotus kind of sounds like a piece of shit, though, the way she's arguing or ordering her fucking wife around.
Get on the ground. All the way down. Flat on the ground. Flat on the ground. Flat on the ground. Put it near your face.
Yeah.
You will never see Clayton if you leave this house. Ever. Ever.
You're not getting your kid back at that point if you stay in that house. Like at this point, you've shot 2 sheriff's deputies. I think we're past the point of negotiating with CPS. You're like in the middle. You're wearing gas masks in your basement after shooting 2 deputies. I'm not even sure where we're talking about. You know, maybe we'll still get the kid back. Like, fuck. Oh,
Here,
man.
folks. No.
That's crazy.
We're still here.
No, that's not the issue.
Now they're just tearing the house up now. See, this is what happens when your militia don't come to call. Remember, I called them.
Because I can't breathe.
Yep, that's what.
SWAT was there to begin with because they had a mental evaluation for her and she shot 2 sheriff's deputies. And then she got shot in the wrist and then she proceeded to do a standoff. But so yeah, right off the bat, around 8 in the morning, she shot 2 deputies in the back of their legs.
Trying to kill you. Smoke you out.
Yes, she would. Oh my god.
You need to calm the fuck down. You need to calm down. You really do. Get a control of yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Frank, they're trying to make you afraid. Calm down.
I feel like this might be about matched up with what we were just watching outside the house. Man, those poor fucking dogs. I hate people.
Hey folks, get this. They're here because they say I'm crazy what I say about your government, and they're proving that what I'm saying. Think about it.
Yeah, no.
Calm down,
That could be them popping off the tear gas and shit in the basement. Man, let those fucking dogs out.
Oh my god. Calm down. Come here. You can hear your face, it'll help, right?
Yeah, she's got a history dating back to at least 2014 of assaulting cops and resisting arrest and shit. Let's skip a little bit forward.
If you put it on and let it clear your air out,
It won't, but it's not fitting my face right, Odece.
Put it on. Put it on. Take your glasses off. You have to take them
Do
off.
I have to bite this thing?
Take your glasses off. Put it on. Put your mouth in it. Pull this tight.
Oh,
Pull it tight. Keep it out. Breathe calmly and slowly. You have to
Yeah, I
calm
bet
down.
this lady was just a joy to live with.
My wife's having an asthma attack.
Because you got her standing in
From the,
fucking tear gas.
Tear gas. And it's not tear gas, it's pepper gas. It's pepper gas. Here. Breathe in.
I don't think that was pepper gas. That looked like tear gas.
I'm having an asthma attack.
Take this. Take this. Take this. No, she's not coming. They're doing it to get to you. Give me that.
No, you're not having an asthma attack. They're just trying to get to you.
So
God.
how do you respond? Me telling you that I'll never surrender is the tear gases. You are now not my friend. Bye, sir. Don't answer that. Call Hera now.
She's an asshole.
Please, to tell Hera. They can hear you when you talk.
I'm telling you, just scrolling through her Facebook, like, she's a fucking asshole. She's been an asshole for a while, it looks like.
Get on the ground where it's not as bad. Get on the ground. Lay. Hera. Look, I'm telling you, if he's on the phone, fine. We are now being pepper gassed because I told them that I would never willfully surrender to their foreign court. They're trying to get me to surrender to their jurisdiction where the attorneys and
Her wife is probably in some trouble too. I don't think she'll face as hard of charges or anything. I mean, I don't know.
So that's where we're at. So I gotta go. Just wanted you to know. We're not playing games here. They want a fucking war. We're on the live feed. We have 495 people watching. I have informed them that their government has fallen and that they are not well, for us. And that Trump is against us because he ain't here. Neither are any other.
Because Trump isn't here.
Your POTUS got charged of facilitating treason yesterday, what you don't know. So I'm done talking to the cops.
Okay, so in her document, she's claiming to she's charging Trump, is what she's claiming. That's what her fucking crazy documents are.
Go down, we will go down. Your government has fallen. He can call me. I'm not going to call him on this number. He can call me. Give him Ray's number. Give him this number. I already have press. I got 500 motherfuckers on Facebook Live. Channel 6 is outside with your mom. Okay? And I have informed them that the militias are on their way. You better show up, militia. Better get your shit here.
I feel like she didn't ever talk to any militias.
Your government has fallen here. Cease comms with anybody that's not reporting as militia. Do you understand me? Or press. Nobody else. Do not talk to your diplomats. All we're doing is giving them information to use against us. Sever all communications with any agents of organized state. Do you understand me? I'm serious. You're going to put your life in jeopardy. You still haven't got a hold of Bill. I promise you they came and got him. You understand?
Wonder who
Okay.
Bill is.
All right. I'll talk to you when I can. If I do, if not, I love you, sister. I'll see you on the other side. Hey, folks. If they kill me, I'll see you on the other side, you righteous ones. But I have no problem dying this day for my son and all the babies they've kidnapped, these pedophiles.
Oh,
your
shit.
pedophile POTUS. They're all fucking pedophiles. I've proven their crimes. I've proven Donald Trump has tried to seize the...
I wonder if that's true. She talked to trolls on Facebook. They were telling her that they're militia.
Treasury criminally.
Fuck.
I have all this proven
Yeah,
on the
I could
record.
see that being.
That's why they gotta call me crazy. And yet look what they're doing. I ain't so fucking crazy, am I? Ha! See, that's called an a fortiori. That's called an a fortiori law. Now the presumption of law has shifted, and they are the criminals. Your organized government is the criminal now. The men in uniform do not care of the law. They don't care, they just follow orders. Well, guess what? We're under Articles of War, Military Code of Justice right now. So every motherfucker in the military, and to defend the American people and our Constitution, who are wearing a uniform after this day of any organized state are to be shot on sight by the organized militia. That is my order. And I am the Lord, that's my title. Lord of the Treasury of the United States. L-O-T-U-S. I'm the Lord.
Somebody said that earlier, Lord of the Treasury of the United States. That's why she's Lotus. Man. Yeah, she's one of the more extreme sovereign people we found.
Lord of the Treasury. Not only am I the Lord of the Treasury, I'm the fucking heir to the crown. I have both the Treasury and the crown. And they're never going to get it. And if I die, neither will you. You want Jubilee, you better stand up. Because I am. We're women doing it.
Shit.
600 now.
That's a fucking pretty serious charge in itself right there. Just what she was screaming at the camera, let alone she's already shot 2 fucking deputies.
If you don't stand up, but I guarantee you, I will never leave this house willfully. They are a foreign court. I will not surrender to foreign fealty traitors who eat babies. Bring me my son, cowards!
Man.
Don't answer a phone call from him. Hang up. Hang up. He's a traitor. Tell him to call Homeland Security. Get his Homeland Security bros here. You notice they're not here.
Yeah, I'm here. This is what I want you to do. I want you to call Homeland Security
And get your little boys down here that you talk to every day.
and get your people that you talk to every day at Homeland Security
and tell them what's happening.
And tell them what exactly is
And
happening.
that I have charged the president with treason. On the books.
This is a terrorist attack.
Yep.
On the United States
Terrorist
people.
attack right now on your own fucking American soil. I got our flag on the chimney. They probably tried to get up there and tear it off. Your government fell today, folks. Sorry if I don't look pretty. There it is. See, they took off the video if you all can't see it. They shut down the video so you can't see that they shot me. And I got it clotted, but it's right through and through. From this side of the wrist
We
to the
were
other.
already in a land contract with this motherfucker for over a year.
That's not the point. Again, this is not, we're not talking about the patent anymore. I'm crazy, bitch. Call Homeland Security. Don't talk to him about that. That ain't the point.
Fuck.
Now he's just, don't stop talking to him. He ain't fucking your friend, Ray. He ain't our friend. Don't answer the phone. Do not answer the phone. We are not going to, we have several communications with Mr. Dickinson, who is the Red Dragon liaison that can call Homeland Security at any time, folks.
The Red
Guess
Dragon
what?
liaison.
They're the ones that did this. They're not here. The feds aren't securing the scene. Your government has fallen. Donald J. Trump, William Barr, Mr. Miley, the Joint Chief, have all conspired with agents of the federal and state government to undermine your treasury, to kidnap babies, and to try to kill me, the one person who has proven their crimes. So right now, as I have informed them, it's a federal crime to attack an American national. And I'm an American national that's a whistleblower. I have proof of all their crimes. I have proof that the local courts here, they want me to go and get talked to prove that I'm not crazy, that I don't know where my assets lay. Again, this is not about anything but seizing my flesh that now runs the treasury. My flesh is what your treasury is. That's what Christ was telling you. That is the promised land. Well, guess what? This piece of land right here that I walk in, it is free. It is free, 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 and I will never be chained again. And I will not go back into a foreign jurisdiction and plead my sanity to any fucking lawless heretic baby fucker. So if you all haven't gotten out yet that your government has conspired to fucking enslave you, I don't know what to tell you. But if I got 1,000 people watching right now, I got 780 watching right now, show the fuck up with your guns, boys, and put these motherfuckers to their bed, because they're not lawful. I have all the documents in this house and other places. It's on the books. But did you know that they're deleting cases off Pacer as we speak? Yeah, that private union thing you got to join to get access to, that's what they're doing. I will never surrender my flesh to them ever again. I am free, and I will die free this day if that's what I have to do. And know that none of you showed up. None of you have showed up for us. None.
All right. I'm honestly surprised she was taken in alive.
There's just water pouring. You calm down now? Can you breathe a little better? Who are you talking to now?
A few people have asked on the Red Dragon liaison. I don't know on that one. Maybe if somebody in the comments does, feel free to fill us in. I feel like Red Dragon liaison might be specific to a smaller group. Oh. Something happened there.
Stupid. Who brings a gun to a paper conversation, guys? You know who does? Criminals. There we go again.
Still say if you're going to be a shitty person, have someone watch your dog.
Without willfully surrendering, the doctors and the esquires fall. The military is behind them. Department of Homeland Security, Mr. Dickinson is a liaison for the Department of Homeland Security. He's what I call a member of the Red Dragon unit. The last comes with him is find my son, and since he can't control the scene, to call Department of Homeland Security because it's an act of domestic terrorism. We are not calming with anybody at this time because everybody who has tried to talk to us has merely just reinforced their desire to affect criminal law, foreign law upon our land. So inasmuch as doctors, priests, judges, and esquires are all foreign agents, I will not surrender to a foreign jurisdiction on my land anymore. If you stand up, you will have your jubilee. If you put this coup down, you will have your jubilee because I have already given it to you, which is why they have brought me to a probate court to call me crazy, to challenge my understanding of where my assets lay. That's what this day is about. They're serving a probate warrant where a doctor and an esquire said I was insane because I don't know where my assets lay. That's funny, I have a UCC that says exactly where my assets lay. I have subpoenas showing where my assets lay. So this isn't about the land except for the one you're looking at that's talking. That's upgrading in hypostasis. We are not comming with criminals anymore. The militias of this country, the entire country, need to get their shit and get your guns on. You are at war. Your government has fallen because nobody in uniform wants to observe the law. So I suggest that you all take those uniforms off and get your fucking greens on, because I'm not going out of here but in a body bag, because I'm not insane and I will never surrender to a foreign court. I am free and they will not shackle me again. Remember what the Bible says, lest you shackle a man by going into his house. You cannot shackle a man lest you go into his house. Well, I'm not leaving my house. They're not going to shackle me in my own home. This isn't about the tenancy anymore. Oh wait, I just lost 200 watchers. So they're dropping watchers too. Sorry, the 200 that just disappeared. Literally, 200 watchers just dropped off. They just severed 200 of you from watching. That's what they just did. Your government, including Donald Trump, Bill Barr, General Miley of a foreign army that is now warring upon the American people, are war criminals. They are war criminals. They have effected a coup in the foreign jurisdiction federal corporation called the District of Columbia. Housed in the District of Columbia. The United States Corporation housed in the District of Columbia. They are war criminals. Trump is a war criminal this day. All you patriots that thought he was saving you, welcome to following the Antichrist. You got duped. He's a pedophile. He's conspiratorial. He's complicit. He is a guilty motherfucker. You no longer have a government. It has fallen. The whore has fallen by law this day. Will you stand up and come out of the whore? I'm waiting for the pen of Zion to come out of the whore and come protect my flesh. That is your freedom.
Huh. All right. Let's see, I think we're about to be on the last. Yeah, all of that is, and which that is funny. They fucking some of the Q groups have been turning on Trump for a little while. claiming that he's now part of the pedophile cabal and all that other shit. Why isn't this one playing? There's two. Oh, okay, this one got taken down. Did this one get taken down too? Because there's one that says upload and one that says re-upload. 5. Oh, come on. BitChute doesn't have shit for rules. They might have taken down part 6. You know what? Here, let's go back over to outside and I'll see. Let me see if I can find this somewhere else.
Man, they been trying to spare this bitch. I don't know why they.
She shot 2 sheriff officers. They came up knocking on her door. She shot both their ass. They must see her in the basement or something. I know they ain't just shooting for no reason.
I don't know if there is another.
Man, what the fuck is they doing?
Another copy of that
They
part
chilling
6.
while they right there going to work. Yeah.
I've seen more of her past interviews, which some of the people she's with are batshit nuts, which is not surprising. I wonder if anybody on Twitter grabbed it.
Brisk blood. How you feeling, baby? She probably got a bomb for they ass soon as they get in that bitch.
Yeah, I don't think we have part 6 from inside. One of the cops needed surgery.
Let
me see. Deputies have not been identified, or both shot in the back of the leg by the person inside the home, believed to be Justice. Both were taken to Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital in stable condition. One deputy had surgery, and the other was treated at the hospital, according to Columbus Police Chief Thomas Quinlan. So yeah, it looks like the deputies were fine.
I ain't see no missed calls from you. I'ma check it. I'ma call you later on, Briss.
So I wonder how much we see on here.
Man, they gonna give that bitch 6 months probation.
Okay, so I think that was the dogs right there.
And wash your hands.
Possibly. I want to see that again. See, I think this guy. Was it that guy? I wonder if I even rewound far enough.
Man, they gonna give that bitch
I feel like he might.
6 months probation.
I feel like he might have a dog with him. I'm not sure though.
Damn, for real, Janine? Look, they backing back out of that bitch. Yes. One of them was laid out over there on that porch. The other one was laid out right in front of her yard.
Okay, it definitely
real,
doesn't look
man.
like it's done there.
They know what the fuck they doing. Fox.
Yeah, there's the... Okay. So I see now. That's what they used to destroy the porch door and a window and shit to be able to see in there.
What up?
Man, she done made a whole
They
fucking
already
day.
smoked up the kitchen, the living room,
Oh, damn.
basement.
Fuck. They gassed the fuck out of her.
That bitch ain't normal.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, so they finally caught
She
her.
snapped.
on the roof. I guess we'll let it play from a little bit back, since apparently she's on the roof. Oh, there she is.
Babe, she on the roof, nigga, on blood. She snapped, nigga. Nigga, gangster shit, nigga.
Okay, so
she on the roof, y'all.
I'm guessing they already got her
On
wife.
blood. She snapped. Man, this bitch on the roof, man.
I did know they got her on the roof. Like, that's where she was arrested.
Yeah, that bitch couldn't breathe in there no more. Y'all see her? She crying. She know it's over with. Bitch, you shot 2 cops. You should have just came out. God damn.
The poor landlord, too, the owner of that house.
Fuck you. Yeah, she solid. She ready to die, babe.
Owner of that house, that sucks, man.
She ain't going.
It's hard to fight the cops on any sort of payback or anything with this sort of
Hey,
shit.
look. She said, fuck them like Pac did.
Her wife came
My
out
nigga
about
Pac
10
got
minutes.
shot 5 times. The cops asked him who did it. That nigga sticked his middle finger up.
Okay, so there's actually a neighbor of this over on YouTube comments, and I guess about 10 minutes before this was when her wife, Ray Justice, came out, which it turns out, it sounds like it, or it's not even sounds like, it was her kid that was actually taken by CPS 5 years ago. I'm not sure how long these two have been married, but yeah, that's...
I think they shot her in her hand, babe. She just got done fucking her bitch. She tired as hell. How the fuck did she get on the roof, though? That bitch ain't normal.
That bitch ain't normal.
I think she got shot in her hand. She got that something tied up around it.
Man.
She praying. She about to do something crazy.
Nah, some landlords, actually, Tina, some landlords have complained that they have problems with insurance after their houses are destroyed by cops and shit. Like, this might have actually fucked this landlord over pretty good at the same time.
He ready to blow her. Look at him. My mom FaceTime me. She trying to see the action, too. They going through the side. They trying to figure out how they about to get up there. Nah, she was showing them she don't got no gun, babe. She with the shits.
So I guess she must have went live from her computer. Definitely doesn't look like she even has a cell phone up there. So how long do we do this for? Because there's still some time left in this video.
Good job, fellas. That's what he telling them. Great job.
Oh, so they already catch her ass?
Her from the back. My mom FaceTime me.
Right,
Gun,
so let's
babe.
try from right about there. Maybe
She
a
with the
little bit more
shits.
forward. Oh shit, okay.
Ooh, on bloody.
Oh, okay. So she's distracted and they just went up and snatched her ass by the neck.
That bitch probably like, let me shoot my neighbor across the street before I take it in.
I think here it comes.
Ooh, on blood, he got her. Her dumb ass, he ran up on her from the back.
Her dumb ass. Now we
Got
can
her
get
ass.
some weed.
She dumb as fuck.
I
He
do.
got her. He choked her ass from the back up top.
I do enjoy the commentary on this live. Yeah, he threw her off the roof.
Watch this. I'm about to piss them off.
All right, so that is basically all of that. Apparently, it ends with her being borderline choke slammed off the roof. Let me try this one more time. No, it's just doing that loading bar. Re-upload. Part 6. Yeah, I don't think anybody got that last part from inside the house. I think BitChute even removed that. Damn. There is, though, she does even have some old videos, which I think we've about got everything. What's going on there? There we go.
To record here.
This is back in 2018. They took down her entire YouTube channel. But their Facebook, I don't know if, I mean, surely by now they know this Facebook exists. But obviously Rexton Lotus Justice isn't her actual name. But yeah, her Facebook is still up, so you can find some of her old videos there.
Hey everybody. Get ready to go live. Okay, so I'm going to try to go live again, doing YouTube and Facebook. I actually have my computer hardwired to a Cat 5 instead of wireless. So let's see how long the imagery and everything that I put forth. Let's see if I...
Oh, and I'm told animal control got the dogs, for anybody wondering. So yeah, the dogs did come out okay.
I think last time I got 9 minutes. Hello. I think last time I got 9 minutes on Facebook and 6 minutes on YouTube. So I'm going to try to do domestic institutions again. I'm actually recording this. I lost the recording last time, so I couldn't give you the full 40 minutes of what I was discussing. So I'm going to redo it. And hopefully with this live Cat 5 wire, show you that this is how through broadband and Bluetooth they actually interfere with people doing things, and they hack you in that respect too. So I have a live Cat 5 hardwired to my laptop, so we'll see if that doesn't bypass some of the interference. In any case, I wanted to speak about domestic institutions. I'm going to give a couple minutes and to let people on Facebook, and I'm also doing live on YouTube too. So let's see. Let's hope this gets out, folks. I don't want to be watched on YouTube a lot. So let's talk about domestic institutions. So first off, you understand what domestic institutions are. Domestic institutions is a legal and lawful term. It is those institutions to which the state can argue state supremacy, except in situations where the person that the state is dealing with is a foreign state to them, which all children are, by the way. So all of our children, until they consciously join the ranks of those who waive their foreign state immunity by affecting commerce within the United States under Title 28, 1604, are deemed foreign. Now, they have made our children not foreign by assigning them a land patent, which is what your certificate of live birth is. This is my dog here, sorry. So The certificate of live birth, not the birth certificate, but the certificate of live birth is a land patent that's been issued by the corporate state.
There we go with the sovereign. Yeah, the birth certificate and like all that shit, your live birth. That's how they create your social security number that's sold off to foreign investors. It's like what it's all based off is the potential of what you might make in your life. It varies from sovereign group to sovereign group, because one thing like with sovereigns and shit, and same with Q, like there's actually Q's a little more organized. Sovereigns are like just a whole bunch of little groups of different people that have no clue what they're fucking talking about. But there's not like one mass. It's definitely not a cut off like one leader head sort of deal. There's not one leader with sovereigns. It's just tons of smaller groups that are normally focused around some sort of financial scam by falsely telling people how they can beat everything from bankruptcy to criminal law to family court laws and shit.
They offer those land patents as liens, basically. Now, if you look at anything about land patents, those land patents still allow you the right to commerce. That's the one exercise that a land patent does not bar you from. So your corporate state has issued a land...
She was wired to a car battery in the basement feed? Oh, her computer was wired to a car battery.
Patent for your flesh, your corporeal, not your incorporeal hereditaments, but your corporeal hereditaments. And they have issued a surety, a bond against it. And that's where your treasury accounts come from. The birth certificate is a record of that issuance of the land patent. And then the Social Security number is actually an insurance policy by the corporate state on top of that. So we have layers of insurance that are owed to us as the beneficiaries and creditors of the estates and the trusts that they're operating in. So understand that domestic institutions by law
I was wondering
are
that
those
about the
things
hum.
which the state has super jurisdiction over, that the federal government is not supposed to be engaged in or interfering with. But they have included within those instruments the ability to control you and your flesh by creating land patents against you.
She had it wired up like an explosive. I need to go find her
flesh. So that they're actually
affidavit
getting you to willfully waive your foreign state immunity later on in life by the unknownness of what your choices are and where you are in the law compared to them. So the domestic institutions are all that we're arguing about within everything you see in politics. The domestic institutions of state include the ability to deal with foreign immigrants within our borders that come into the corporate states. Good to see you. So the domestic institutions, anything related to things within the border of the state. So child custody hearings, criminality. And so I want to give you just a brief history of what domestic institutions are so that you understand where you're at in the law versus where you think you are in their propaganda. Okay. The concept of domestic institutions actually came up lawfully and legally during just before the Civil War, when you all are knowing that there are just one 13th Amendment. That's not true. There's three. There's the first 13th Amendment, which is the Titles Nobility Amendment, which is de jure. It was passed de jurely between the ages or time frames of 1809 to 1811. The War of 1812 resulted in its passage because the passage of the Titles of Nobility Act actually created the Sustake Trust, where the United States of America was set aside in the Sustake, because we removed ourselves from the law of the realm and the overseeing arbiters of that, which are the esquires for the bar unions and all the temple bars under all the Masonic lodges. You have to understand a little bit about that, which I could go into at a later time, but let's just put it this way. The temple bar is the first lodge that was issued against the council that created the 33rd degree Masonic orders, which is the Council of the East and West, or the East and West Rite. They called it the East-West Council, which is where the old Masonic forms of constitutions, which are corporate charters truly, which allowed the true fiefdom kings, the ones that the people put forward in the Scottish picts and stuff like that, to access banking through the Pope. That's what a constitution does. It's a banking charter of a country, you know, which makes you a nation.
Wow, okay. So they found the computer wired up as an explosive for my Facebook people, because like I said, I got a new neighbor over on YouTube. So the computer is wired up like an explosive. Then they found it going through the house, and then they closed down the street for a total of 13 hours, even though she was taken in after 7 hours. So even after the actual standoff ended, there was still concerns of possible explosives and whatnot.
So the Masonic constitutions were merged in the two different forms of law, the East Pillar of Law and the West, I would call them the West Pillar of Law. And they were merged together in the East-West Council, which was held just before the formation of our republic. And then from that council, they created what's called the Mother Council, which was established in South Carolina, whose mandate was to merge the two forms of
not
law.
the PC, a car battery.
Old ecclesiastic, Roman civil law, and the monarchical law, and then the Scottish, the ancient accepted Scottish rights, the Picts to Tanistry. So our Constitution's purpose is to merge those two under the ancient and accepted Scottish rights of Tanistry, which allows you to be a republican form of government, where the kings and queens can appoint Tanists, administrators. So the East-West Council created the Mother Council, which created the evolution of the 33rd degree Mason. So when you're 33rd, you're supposed to be able to merge those two concepts morally and spiritually and commercially within all that you do. From that council, the first lodge is the Temple Bar in the city of London. So that when you hear about the Temple Bar is the first lodge of the American Council. Now, the American Mother Council, which is in South Carolina, has a secondary name called the Southern Council, or the Council for the Southern United States of America. And it was founded here in 1809. So all of the instruments that you think you know, you've not been told of. One, because the Masonic people keep their stuff secret. Why, I don't know, other than to allow the Masonic Constitution constructs to expose the Baal worshiping Satan cult that came through the other three crowns, the monarchical crown, the ecclesiastic crown, and the Roman civil crown, which had all been corrupted by Babylonian slave trade. So you have Babylonian slave trade versus Tanistry. That's where our two crowns are, or where all of our fourth crown merge into that. They merge into our fourth crown. So when you talk about the 13th Tona,
this was 2 years ago almost, October 9th, 2018. She's like, this is deep, deep sovereign shit.
We said, hey, we're going to be like the Scottish Picts. And our Constitution is actually the second declaration of not being bound by the British rule. The first declaration is called the Declaration of Aberoth, which was done by the ancient accepted Scottish Pict Rite clans, which had been evolved. The Masonic rites actually evolved their law and established them as what they're called rites, R-I-T-E. So the Masons, we all talk bad about them, they're the only reason we have constitutional law. They're the only reason we have established rights that are in opposition to what the papacy of the time was doing. And they established...
I haven't seen many people like go this far with the sovereign shit. Normally they just keep it to like, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. Like, this is years. Man.
True sovereign king law, meaning the kings and the queens that the people such as the Picts and the Scots and the landed people of the regions had assigned as kings, not the ones the Pope had had said were kings and queens. So that's the difference between the big S sovereign and a little S sovereign. A big S sovereign is someone who has been determined by the people at large to be wise and learned and to be operating in a higher capacity to for the people around. The little S sovereign
so her message sucks. Her message sucks and her internet sucks. Of course. Why not? Honestly, I think that's like it. I don't think we really need to go any further. Yeah, so she was taken in. Her wife was taken in. The dogs are safe. She shot 2 deputies. The deputies are both fine. One of them did have to have surgery on the leg. CPS News Network claimed her as a child advocate. It's clear that there's a lot of issues for a really long time with this woman. There's some related links in the description. Tip jar if you want to support the streams in the description. And tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Time, I'm going to do a live with Sprout. Pepsi, you know what? Actually, man, there is an update on Pepsi. Maybe we should do an update on Pepsi real quick. I actually did pull her up because I was thinking about doing that. I didn't know how long all that was going to take. This was posted 3 days ago. I don't think there's been any updates since then. And in case you guys didn't know, over on the YouTube channel, which there's links to that in the description as well, and it's also on my Facebook, Pepsi went into the hospital. I did a live on her. I believe that's the last video up on the YouTube channel before this. She went viral. She did a live because she believes that, or she says she was told that she has a new strain of COVID and an unidentified pneumonia. She didn't want to go to the hospital. She finally ended up going to the hospital. Then she didn't want to be on a ventilator. And then I don't know if she ever got put on a ventilator. One of her last updates before this was that she was getting moved up to ICU. And this has been the only update so far since she got moved to ICU, and this is 3 days ago. Oh, come on. I really got to remember to stop using this browser. I like her. If you're talking about Lotus's message, that you like her message, you can like her all you want. You can like it all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that it's nonsense. It's pure nonsensical gibberish. Like, I don't really know what else to tell you there. Feel free to be a fan, but
sorry, y'all.
She has no clue what she's talking about.
I dozed off. Sorry. I'm gonna give y'all a quick update, and I'm gonna get off. I apologize about that. So, they still trying to figure out what kind of pneumonia I have an unknown pneumonia. Right now is I had
her eyes look worse.
I couldn't give you an update.
I actually believe someone local in this town that he's known in as a community leader, Angel, he was just released from the hospital and things got really bad with him with COVID. I spoke with him just earlier today, and I think actually we're going to have him on a live towards the end of this week, start of next week, to talk about his experience with COVID, because his got pretty bad and he had to be taken to the hospital. He didn't get as bad as Pepsi here, though. And that is true. SARS-CoV-2 can lead to an unidentified pneumonia. For a little bit more context here, Kazakhstan actually on July 5th became the first country in the world to do a second nationwide lockdown, and a lot of that was due to COVID spread / an unknown pneumonia. Who was it? A Chinese officials, I forget who exactly. They actually warned the people of China of this unknown pneumonia, and then the World Health Organization came out and said, no, it's probably just COVID. World Health Organization kind of has a shit track record all throughout this, so I don't really know. But there's talk of an unidentified pneumonia related to SARS-CoV-2, which can develop into COVID-19 and then also develop into an unknown pneumonia as a side effect from all this shit. And again, they actually extended their second nationwide lockdown, I think just like last week, maybe.
I couldn't give you an update because I had to be sedated to get my hold on, y'all. Hold on, because I can only be on here for so long. Hold on.
Let me see. I think I had her
in
aunt somewhere. Let me see if I can find her real quick.
I have a nurse in here with me. Okay, now I have an unknown pneumonia. That's just my oxygen. I have to keep it above 90, or I have to be intubated. Right now, as of now, I'm breathing okay. It affects, I got a slightly enlarged heart.
I mean, you tell them goodbye and you need to breathe.
Yeah, I'm breathing.
There you go.
So,
A Q-tard just got really mad at me on YouTube. Ozone kills viruses. It's a blue light. Subways are now being sanitized by ozone. I have a handheld scalar laser with ozone. And no, not gibberish, neither is what I'm saying, fool. Keep your head in the cog dissonance. I'm out. All right, well, thanks for popping in, Cupid, Indigo. Good luck with your sovereign stuff.
I have great nurses. I have great doctors. Everybody is taking care of me. I have 20 around-the-clock care. I'm sorry I haven't talked to anyone, but they just want me to be asleep so I can breathe. The only thing, yeah, the only thing that's affecting me is I'm trying to tell y'all this, so don't send me any messages right now. I have slightly enlarged my heart, which any type of COVID affects your organs, and my liver is enlarged, but they're working on that, and I'm getting better. I'm a fighter. I'm still fighting it, and I promise you, I'm gonna come out on top. But yeah, that's the only thing right now. My liver's enlarged, and my heart's like people calling and messaging. See, I'm trying to tell you an update. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so they're working on that. Like I said, I'm getting better by the day. And that's about it. I want to tell you guys, the whole world has been praying for me. And I went out of the norm to try to show everybody what this really does. I didn't want to sugarcoat it. I wanted to show the bad, the ugly, the good, the sad, the happy, the mad. You guys need to know how this really is. So, my nurse wants me to tell y'all that they're taking care of me. I got round-the-clock care. I got about $20 that's taking care of me, and about 5 nurses. At all times, there's a nurse in here with me. But thank you for all the support, because I'm going to be out for a while. So I thank you for all the GoFundMe donations. I really appreciate it. I'm not the person that... But I want to say I love you guys. And be blessed. Oh, my God. Be blessed. You guys, please keep me in your prayers. Keep my sons in your prayer, and keep my daughter in your prayer, because right now she's doing this by herself. She's having to be at home by herself. She's only 15 years old. And right now, there's nothing that I can do but get better. I feel like I'm neglecting her, but I'm going to get better. And I'm going to keep fighting. And you guys keep us in your prayers. Good night, and I love you.
Okay, and so I did find her niece's Facebook. Doesn't look like there's any real updates. Uh, 3 hours ago, it looks like somebody from her family was there. I don't know if that picture was just posted or not. Like, I don't know if that picture was from tonight or not. Sorry, this this account posts a lot, so I'm just seeing if there's anything after this video that was posted 3 days ago. But it doesn't really look like it. So I don't know if there's much of an update after that point. But yeah, her medical bills probably aren't going to be that great. No, I imagine not. But yeah, no, I did think about that. That's why I even had that video loaded up. I almost forgot about that, so I'm glad somebody asked about that. That's currently the last update there is on Pepsi. So, yeah, descriptions has a bunch of links that you can go click on. You can support the live streams. You can follow on Facebook, YouTube, vice versa. Facebook's normally easier to get a hold of me on. And tomorrow at 7 p.m., I have my buddy Sprout coming on, who he's started his own show now, the Sprout and Dusty show. And yeah, later on, possibly this week or starting next week, I have a survivor of COVID that got hit by it pretty bad and went to the hospital until today. And then he has to check his schedule, but it looks like Wichita, my hometown, anybody from Wichita, Mayor Brandon Whipple's actually going to come on to talk about some of the mask policies and possibly having to close the bars back down and all that shit. So we just got to actually schedule a day, but it looks like we'll have Mayor Whipple come on one of these next days. So that's basically where we are. I'm also trying to watch the COVID strain shit, but there hasn't been a whole lot. But Kazakhstan, that they actually did confirm. Well, they didn't confirm. It's weird over there. They're doing that whole. It could be that. We don't think it's that. It's the shit that we've seen all through this. The bullshit that's gotten us to even this point. But you guys be good. I appreciate everybody watching. And I'll try and remember Pepsi updates as well, as I think these lives are going to start happening more often. So y'all be good, and I will see you guys again soon. That I can assure you of. Actually, yeah, tomorrow at 7 p.m. for sure for Sprout. So that should be a good time. Should be a good time.